Good evening and welcome to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, then please hit that subscribe button. Also, if you think you are subscribed, then just check that you are still subscribed to the channel, because I know a few of you have messaged me to say that YouTube has somehow unsubscribed you. Well, that's what you're saying. So this is Destination Scratch. I'm just checking on my phone. We are on episode 7. Without boring you too much, no comments below about that. The main aim of this particular series was to try and reduce my handicap down or back to a scratch handicap. A little bit of background, I managed to get my handicap last year down from sort of 6 handicap at the end of 2022 down to 1-0 at the start of 2024. The intention of this series was to get a scratch handicap with the idea that if I could get there quickly, then I would enter the Open Championship qualifier or the pre-qualifier, and I would document the journey and the highs, the lows, the positives, the negatives, and the struggle along the way of trying to get back to a level that I was previously at. I'll be honest with you, I thought this was going to be quite an easy series. I'd been a +2 before, I'd also been a golf professional. I just felt that I could quite easily achieve a scratch handicap. Unfortunately, that hasn't been the case, and we've been hit with a few issues. So I'll give you a current idea of where we're at handicap wise, and we are currently, as this video goes out, we're 2.0, so I've actually gone up a shot, which is not ideal. I do want to start with a couple of positives though, and I will show you some of my golf. I videoed the comp this week, just a few highlights and lowlights and of that particular round, which I will show you shortly. But I just want to let you know of how I've been playing and any progress and lack of progress that I've seen so far since the last video. Progress wise or results wise, I played in the Chris Hendrickson last week, which is a trophy that's named in honour of Dan and Paul's dad, Chris, who was a member of Churston, and it's basically the Churston Open. It's 36-hole scratch event with a handicap section as well. I'm not gonna lie, I hit the ball terrible for the 2 rounds, which is generally what's been happening the last month or so. I didn't really have a golf swing, and towards the end of the round I was hitting sort of lofted irons off the tee to get the ball into play. I was just trying to hit middle of the greens, get some pars, and just get off that golf course as quickly as possible with the best score that I could possibly shoot. Having said that, my scoring is actually not too bad, and I shot 73 in the first round, which included a 2 under par back 9 and a birdie on the last on the 18th, which is always nice. So I did 73. The best score of the morning was a 69, but the second best score was Jack, who's been on the channel previously, at 72. So I was 4 behind, but in 3rd place. This is the leaderboard after round 1. So after lunch, I go back out there with the intention that I feel if I could shoot round about level par, maybe 1 over, I'd have an actual chance of winning the trophy, a trophy that I've won twice before in 2017, 2018. Again, I just didn't have a golf swing. I putted okay, that was all right, and I didn't duff any chips, but I just didn't. The course was playing long, didn't have any long game, which is really surprising because generally anyone that's seen me, that's sort of the best bit of my game is my sort of mid to long irons. I'm okay off the tee as well, but I just didn't have a swing, didn't feel comfortable, and I basically shot 76, so that's 6 over par at Church, and the par's 70, which was a little bit disappointing. I realised I wasn't going to win the event, although when the score started to come in, my 76 wasn't as bad as I initially thought. Congratulations to Jack on actually winning the event. So I finished, as you can see, I finished 3rd, which was good. I mean, I won some money. I won £70, which is always handy. And like I said, the game wasn't really there. And being only 1 shot of winning it, and I know Jack didn't play. I spoke to Jack, and he didn't have a great day, and he is more than capable of shooting under par around Jerston in any conditions. But I was only one off tying him and two off winning. And that, you know, that's positive, because I did feel I had no control. I didn't feel I probably had my C or D game with me. So that is really positive. However, my casual rounds, because I tend to try and put a score in every time I play, and I play Wednesday and Saturday competitions, I've been having the odd decent round. I've had a couple of 72s recently, but I've been shooting sort of mid to high 70s. These are the scores since the last video. And I really need to go and see Coach Jamesy to get him to have a little look at my swing and see if he can see any issues. So that'll be my next port of call, is to get a lesson booked in. I am in Ireland, probably as this video goes out, doing some course vlogs with Dan. Some of those will be on the channel, so I know a lot of you do like course vlogs. We're meeting up with Alex Etches as well. Sorry, I'm just going completely off the subject now, and I've lost my train of thought. Probably realise that not only is it therapy in my car, but it's not planned, and I try just to speak as it comes out and keep everything in there, so it's sort of a bit all over the place. I've actually forgotten what I was speaking about. Oh, I was talking about my bad golf. Yeah, so I'm going to try and go and see Jamesy, get something booked in for the week I'm back. So I've got quite a lot of events coming up. I'm going to play in the county championship. That's at Teignmouth, and I need to go and have a practice, which I'll film as well. But anyway, we've talked enough about my golf and where I'm at. Let's show you a bit of a few shots from this past week when I played in the medal at Jerston. So this is just a selection of a few holes during the latest medal round that I played in. This is a long par 4 that played into the wind. Left the par putt short. I started with a bogey on the first and a par on the second. Holding out reasonably well with the arm lock putter, and this was a bogey putt on the third. This is the fourth hole, 161 yard par 3 into the wind, hit 8 iron. Unfortunately, I've pulled it slightly left into the greenside bunker. Just noticed as well that I was leaning back, so I've obviously tried to save with my hands, which has shut the club face down. I'm not quite as good as the camera position would suggest. Just making sure I get it out really, and just hit it slightly thin, which is shot over to the pin and left myself a tricky downhill putt. I was concerned more about the pace on this putt, and it was quite quick downhill. Didn't want to leave myself much back and tried to putt it in dead weight. I've read this just outside left lip, so sort of right lip as you look from this angle. This is a decent line, and I think if I had a little bit more pace, I'd have actually held the putt. Again, a disappointing bogey, but probably got what it deserved. I'm now 3 over gross after 4 holes. This is the longest hole on the course, par 5. I've hit 5 wood off the tee, mainly for position, knowing full well I couldn't reach this green in 2. Decent strike, probably one of my best tee shots of the day, exactly where I planned to hit it. Because I've hit 5 wood off the tee, I need another 5 wood to get myself down as a dip, to leave myself sort of a wedge into the green. Hit this one nicely, just faded it down the left hand side, running down the hill, should leave me about 110, 120 yards into the green. Just under 110 yards left. I've pulled out a gap wedge, not quite hit it and pushed it slightly. It's held up in the wind and come up a fraction short. I would 2-putt that for a par. We jump over to the 8th hole, 162 yard par 3, again into the wind. Hit 8 iron, just faded it and just not quite got the strike, so it's going to come up a fraction short. I'm hoping it doesn't go down the dip. Thankfully, it's kicked back towards the green. This putt has got a serious amount of swing from the left on it. I'm realistically just trying to 2-putt it. I want to put a good stroke on it and ideally get it past the hole and give myself a chance of a 2, because I was in the 2s and sharing with the 3 other lads I was playing with. Nice positive stroke, and I've definitely got it past the hole. I would hold the putt back for a 3. Ninth hole is a par 4. Just trying to hit 5 wood again, trying to get a bit of rhythm, get a swing going, try and find the fairway, and should leave myself a mid-iron into the green. A really good strike. I'm gaining a bit of confidence during the round with this club. It's, again, quick tee pickup, which is always a good sign. Left myself 155 yards, chosen an 8-iron. Felt like a decent swing, contact, again a fraction thin and pushy. Going to miss this to the right and leave myself an awkward chip shot. The rough around the greens at the moment is quite lush. We've had some good growing weather. I've got a 50-degree wedge here. I'm just going to play a little chip and run. I'm using the claw grip. I don't know if anyone's noticed this. It seems to be working quite well at the moment. Played that nicely. It didn't quite respond the way I wanted it to, and it actually sat down and left myself sort of a 15-foot par putt. It's not that bad. This 15-foot putt to break 40 on the front 9. Swings a little bit from the right. I'm feeling pretty confident with this putt. I can sort of see the line. Just got to get the pace right. Probably my best stroke of the day, and it's gone in the middle of the cup for 39 strokes on the front 9 at Churston. The back 9, a hole here we're just looking for position. I'm hitting 4-iron off the tee to leave myself sort of a mid wedge into the green. Hit it okay. Again, slightly pushy. Everything's slightly right and not quite in the centre of the bat, but I'll take that. We skip a few holes and now we're on the 12th stroke, index 2, so I receive a shot on this hole. Again, using the claw grip. I've missed the green sort of short left. Feeling pretty confident over these at the moment. I played it nicely, got the ball in the air, which is always a positive sign, and it's running down towards the pin. It's just ran a fraction long. 10 foot left, back up the hill for par. Don't really see a lot in this putt. Just want to try and put a half decent stroke on it, get the ball running towards the hole. Score's not particularly good, but let's try and get some positives out of it. And a positive would be holding this putt. It's not moved much, gone in dead centre. Really pleased with that, and a good par on the 12th hole at Churston.
That one's staying. That one's staying. That's in the
Easiest hole on the course, stroke index 18. I've just hit a 4-iron off the tee for position. Try and leave myself on top of the ridge to leave myself a wedge into the green, which I feel comfortable with. Pleased with that shot. On to the 16th. I'm here in 2. It's a short par 4. Trying to make birdie and trying to get back. I'm 8 over par currently, so really could do with this putt. Hit a reasonable putt, just stayed high, which will leave me a simple tap in for my par and to stay 8 over par.
5? Yeah. The 5 on the last was on you.
Yeah. The 4th and final par 3 at Churston. 169 yards, hit a 6-iron, hit it quite well, which is better. I didn't leak it right, just pulled it a fraction, and it's gone long into the dip, which will leave me a tricky little chip shot back down the hill. Got here, the lie's okay. People on the second tee there, I'm just acknowledging. Claw grip again, trying to stay positive. Get it onto the surface and get it running down is the main aim. Should be quite quick here. You wouldn't fancy this shot in August time. But today it's a little bit of moisture on the ground. It's not too bad. Played it nicely, a bit short of where I was trying to land it. It's not quite responded how I wanted to, but I'll take that. I did miss the putt on 17, so I'm 9 over par. 5 wood again. No, I can't reach the bunkers, and I should carry the trees. Again, a decent strike with a 5 wood. Should leave myself a wedge into the green. Here we are, wedge in hand. Just an easy one. Trying to leave it short right. It's a little bit short of where I was trying to hit it. Gets a nice bounce forward and leaves myself about 15 foot for a birdie. Even though I've been a member at Churston for near on 30 years, on and off, I couldn't really get a line on this one. So I'm going to try and hit it just outside left edge and hope it falls to the right. Could be straight or even could be from the other side. At this stage, I'd lost a little bit of interest, so I was just trying to give it a go and get it past the pin or get it past the hole. But I just wanted this round to be over, which I know is not a great sign. Hit it nice and firm, didn't do a lot. Past the hole though, and that will leave me with a relatively easy tap in for a 9 over par, 79, which is a little bit disappointing and means the handicap has risen by half a shot to 2 handicap. So episode 8 we'll start with a 2 handicap. Thanks for watching the course log, hope you enjoyed it. I could call this like car therapy, couldn't I? Yeah. I know Matty, the alternative golfer, who's got a channel as well, he does car therapy every week after he plays golf, which I'm not sure you're supposed to find it funny, but I do actually find it quite funny. But so he's probably copyrighted that idea. Let's get comfortable. But as you'll see, there's some good and some bad stuff with my swing. Seem to be leaning back a little bit as well. I've only just noticed that by watching the video back, which I suppose is quite good, because you notice a few things yourself by filming, and anyone who doesn't film themselves occasionally or film their swing, it's probably quite a good idea. If you know your swing, you'll probably pick up on a few issues or problems that could arise in the future. But I'm trying to stay positive, because it's important to stay positive. And generally I don't start the year very well competition wise and scoring wise. It normally takes me until sort of the middle of the summer to actually start hitting some good scores, when the course is a little bit more bouncy, the ball's running. So I'm trying to think of that as a positive. I have practiced, well, and played a lot during the winter, so I was hoping to get off to a fast start. And I guess the positive side of it is I've only gone up 1 shot, and that can easily change with a decent score. I've got a couple of free hits coming up as well, so if I can actually produce some half decent golf, and we know the handicap system now is more based on current form rather than over a prolonged period of time. But that's exactly where I'm at. I'm currently at 2.0 handicap, which is 3 round Churston. But again, this is again another sort of I don't want to say kick up the arse. It's another push in the right direction. And as soon as we get back from Ireland, we'll get a lesson booked in. We'll get a bit of a plan to practice. We'll enter some more competitions. I did pull out of the county championship, but I just said I'm back in it. I pulled out because I was going to be going up to Close House with Dan and filming with Lee Westwood, but he's cancelled because he's got other commitments. He's no longer my favourite golfer. Keep practicing and make sure you are subscribed to this channel. And it's raining again. Is it ever going to stop?